Stocks and shares. Now these are obviously unleveraged, so you can't get a mortgage against them, which is one of the major downsides of this against property, as we'll go into. Equities normally do better than bonds. If you were going to invest in equities, what I'd recommend is a index-linked fund, because if you buy just stocks and shares, they fluctuate a lot. If you buy a managed fund, then there's some guy sitting in front of a computer in the city who thinks, oh, well, this one looks a good deal, I'll buy that one and buy that one. But there's a big management fee for that, because he has to have his salary and his bonuses, and the firm has to make a profit out of it. So, and also they do fluctuate more than an index-linked fund, which is say linked to the FTSE 100 or FTSE All Shares Index. So that's why I'd recommend a tracker fund. But obviously you can do what you like. And even index-linked funds can fluctuate. But even so, in the long term, it is that I'd say if I didn't invest in property, then I think the next best investment would be equities. So pensions, a lot of people invest in pension, and obviously the government is encouraging people to do this, because once your sort of pension scheme is set up, it's all automatic. It sort of comes out of your paycheck every month. So in a way, it's a lot easier. You don't have to do anything to invest. It sort of automatically happens. And the government would much prefer you to retire at, say, 65 with a large pension and can look after yourself. They much prefer that than for you to retire penniless and have to retire on the state. So there are tax advantages. In particular, when you put money into a pension fund, it's tax-free. You don't pay any tax on that money. But then later on, when you retire, you would buy an annuity, and then you would pay tax as you actually get the money. So you would pay tax, but it would be later on, and it might be at a lower rate, because you might say be at a sort of high tax rate now and lower tax rate in the future when you're older and poorer. But so a few tax advantages, but there are also big disadvantages of pensions. One is, if you buy an annuity, put all your money into your annuity. Suppose you've got lots of children you want to leave your money to. When you die, okay, maybe your wife, maybe you've got a sort of pension where your wife gets half the pension when you die. And when she dies, it all goes. The entire value of your entire pension you've spent all this, your lifetime building up, just disappears. And your estate, your children, dependents don't get anything. With stocks and shares or property, then they would inherit this property and stocks and shares. So if that's something that is of concern to you, it's a major disadvantage for pensions. Another disadvantage of pensions is that annuity rates can be very low, 3.5% to 5%. I couldn't believe it when I first saw that. It just seems ridiculous, because you can get more than that investing in stocks and shares. So, and I just want to prove to you that this is actually the correct figure. So, if you look at this page, Telegraph, this is an article about saving for retirement, and it says that according to research by the insurer Royal London recently, it says that if you have a pension pot of £260,000, you get a pension income of just over £9,000 a year. So 9,000 divided by 260,000 is 3.46%. So in this example, you get 3.46% per annum, which is crazy, because you'll do far more than that if you invested in stocks and shares or property. And this is saying that you would have a comfortable retirement. So this is £9,000 a year, in addition to the state pension of £8,500. So that's £17,500 per annum. So it's saying that that is your comfortable pension, which I think is shocking, when you could do far better with property. And this is an article on the Which website. So you might not be able to see this if you're not a Which member, but you can see here that in this scenario they're talking about if you have your pension fund has reached £100,000, then you buy an annuity. This is how much you get per year, and as you can see, it sort of ranges between 3,000 to 5,000. I think you definitely get an index-linked scheme, so the third column it goes up 3% a year, which is supposed to compensate for inflation, because there's no point getting so much a year and then over time it going down in value because of inflation. I think that's crazy, because you probably need money more as you get older. So the 3% scenario, you can see that it's just sort of about 3%, which I think is crazy low.